Hi, this is Mr. Cordes, and today I wanted to offer a little bit more clarification and insight into the visual interpretation for your grammar bootcamp assignment. Up until now, everything has been crafting notes. It has been creating challenges based upon your assigned section. You have another section for MLA resource reference, excuse me. But today I wanted to take just a couple minutes to explain the visual interpretation. Everyone has been assigned a particular section. So you need to become familiar with your section. You need to become familiar with the content within that particular part of the grammar book. So from there, let's say that you have participles. Let's say you have a positive or using pronouns clearly. The goal is to create a image visually clearly displaying one or more components of your section in a metaphorical way. So you are looking at developing an idea that helps others kind of interpret that concept. So you have to think metaphorically, how can I represent this idea in a different way and make some sort of connection? So looking at the grammar book itself, each section has multiple subsections. So you don't have to focus on every single little tiny detail. You do need to pick one or two concepts to focus on in your section. Okay. So if I had counting in non-counting nouns in part 2, there's lots of different things that I could identify and pick up on. Okay. Using pronouns clearly, there's lots of different things that I can begin to focus on. And what I want to do is I want to create an image. I want to create something that represents the content in there. So I've got a couple examples. Let me actually make this video a little bit bigger for you so that you can see some of the examples from the past. This was one I used and talked about earlier. It's a drum set. Each one of these is a different component. This talks about the components of a paragraph, the idea of what goes into a cohesive paragraph, just like what goes into a drum set is very significant. So this is a top view of a drum set. I also have over here where this is talking about how to organize your materials as far as structure and punctuation is concerned. So each little book, each little item is a different rule or concept. You can see down here that there is some books that are scattered and they have like summary. Let's see here. Summary, body paragraph, support, thesis. They're all over the place and it doesn't look as nice as the ones up here because everything's in order. So you are creating something, whether that is a small little interactive comic, okay, to talk about the two concepts. Could be a bigger type story if you want to put something together like that. However you piece together is perfectly fine. I gave you some examples before. There was a place about, or a section about misspelling. So I had a student talk and discuss about alphabet soup and how words can easily be misspelled when we're not paying attention. I've had people identify, this one right here is how things need to be uniformed within grammar and how the structure of the beginning part needs to match the end. He's got a football team here. However, this guy wore the wrong color jersey, so he does not match. Same concepts as far as within the sentence would be concerned. So think metaphorically. Think of some concept that would begin to offer new insight. So is that a picture? Is that a rocket ship and it's going someplace to discover X, Y, and Z, and that goes along with your sentences? If you're talking about pronouns and how it takes the place of a noun, what could you interact? Like, what if there was a house built of Legos, but there was 3 or 4 of them that were taken off and replaced with something else because pronouns replace? So look at your components. What are the ideas in your section? And then how can you visually represent that? So let's say that you drew a picture of a mosquito and you begin to outline that there's multiple perspectives for multiple subjects. And then you've got maybe the wings are the action verbs because they do something, they show action. What I'd like you also to do is to make sure that you provide a paragraph of explanation. So you've got your picture. If you want to draw it in real life or if you want to draw it on the computer, that's absolutely fine. Make sure that it's scanned and uploaded and put into your one document. And then what you'll do is just write 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 sentences of explanation. I drew a mosquito because it relates to a sentence in this way. There can be multiple subjects, just like a mosquito has multiple ways of viewing things, and it has some sort of verb. Here we have action verbs like the wings of a mosquito that fly around, action. The legs of a mosquito are the antecedents at the end of a sentence, the prepositional phrases, whatever they want to be. You guys get to be creative. Okay. You've just been taking notes and creating activities. Now it's a chance for you to be creative. How can you express this in a different way? Okay. Take some time. If you have questions or concerns, let me know. We will talk about this during live sessions, but of course you can always email me if you do have concerns. But again, start to think metaphorically about your particular content of the section that you've been assigned.